Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. Before I get things started with this introduction, I want to show something off real quick. The other day, on Friday the 13th, of all things, there was a special that was going on. The tattoo place I go to, the Ink Parlor, I was able to get a little work done. If you could see it right there, it is, yes, it is, there you go. It's Jason Voorhees mask. More specifically, it's from Friday the 13th 4. It's my favorite of the Friday the 13th series. Well, the first one I probably watch more than any of them, but my favorite of all the sequels, okay, let me put it this way. My favorite Friday the 13th film with Jason Voorhees in it is the fourth one. There you go, it's the best way to put it. Okay, so enough of that, enough about my new tattoo. It was from the Ink Parlor here in Kansas City. Now let's move on to the movie review, okay? Today, after the day job, I'm off to check out the new movie, Missing. Missing is being, I guess you'd say, advertised as a sequel to the movie Searching. Searching was the movie that came out, I want to say it was 2018 when that film came out. And like the whole movie, it takes place on a computer screen. It's really cool the way they did this film. And this movie looks like it's going to be the same thing. It's the story of a daughter whose mother is missing. And so she searches the internet and all she can, computers and whatnot, cyberspace, the series of tubes, to try to find out what happens to her mom. And it looks like this movie is done the same way. Everything is going to be either a screen of some sort, like a cell phone, computer, tablet, something of that sort. That's how the movie is going to be presented to us. So it looks really neat, and I did really enjoy Searching. I hadn't seen it before this movie came out, so I watched it the other day. I really enjoyed it, so I'm hoping for more of the same. The thing that was really great about it was how well it just kept you intrigued, and you just kept wondering, what was going to happen next? Is this film going to have a happy ending? And it just kept going. And I'm hoping this movie has that same tension and crazy twisty-turny story just as the first one. Now, when I say this movie is a sequel, I do not mean it's a direct sequel from the first movie. It just looks like it's told the same way. It's presented in the same manner. I don't believe these people in this film were in the first movie. I don't remember seeing them, at least. So I don't think they have any connection. All right, so enough of that. I got to get out the door, and I need to get to work, and then it is time to get out there and see the new movie, Missing. Welcome back. Just getting home, and guys, let me tell you, I really enjoyed this film from beginning to end. I didn't find a whole lot that I didn't like about this movie. I'm going to get to all the pluses and the negatives here in just a moment, but the first thing I want to bring up is I'm starting to believe that I may have misjudged the month of January. Going into this month, I was expecting to see just a bunch of floundering, weird movies that no one knew what to do with, but instead, I'm finding low-budget, really good genre genre films. And what I think is happening is these are movies that I don't believe would be able to compete with some of the bigger box office films out there. For instance, let me use the movie Plane as an example. This was a really fun time, but if they would release this film in the summertime with the big movies and the Marvel films and all that stuff, it would have just got shadowed by all of those movies and no money would have been made. But releasing it in the month of January when everyone's expecting movies to suck, now that's different. And what it creates is a lot of buzz in the theaters, and that is awesome. So, did I enjoy this movie? Yes, it's great, and so far, January has been quite kind to me. Just the movie House Party so far has been a problem, but other than that, everything has been so good. Okay, so let's talk about missing. I'm going to start with the one thing that's a negative, and it wasn't necessarily a negative for me, but I could see this being a negative for some viewers, and that is the way that the story is presented, the way the movie is told. It's all through computer screens or phone screens, tablet screens, what have you. That's how the whole movie is done. So I believe that some people might not enjoy that because it just doesn't mesh with them. Think of it as kind of like the next evolution of the found footage genre. That would be this type of film right here. So people, if you're not a fan of found footage, you might not like the way this film is told. And that's it. That is the only thing that I could say negative about this film. The positive, the story is amazing. It kept you just questioning everything from beginning to end. You never knew where this film was headed. One second you think you got it figured out, they throw another red herring at you and it just throws you off the scent. This film was great. It is a solid, good little mystery film. And the acting in this movie is outstanding. The one person I want to bring up is the young lead of this film, Storm Reid. She plays the main character, the daughter that's doing all of the searching for her mother, and she is outstanding in this film. I want to say that she was in the movie Wrinkle in Time, but that was a while back and she was much younger, so I'm not 100% on that. But I think that's the only movie I've seen her in. I don't know, maybe she does some TV shows or something I'm not familiar with, but she was outstanding in this role, and if she keeps this going, she is going to have an outstanding career in the movies. Okay, so yeah, the story is excellent. The acting is really well done. Storm Reid knocks it out of the park as our lead in this film. There's really not a lot of negatives, just the way, like I said, just the way the way the story is presented and told through the computer screens. I could see that bothering some people, but other than that, there's not a lot in this movie that's going to upset you. In fact, it really holds your attention. You wouldn't think a movie told this way would really hold your attention the way it does. And let me tell you, they do some great jobs of making sure that everything stays on those screens. There's some parts in the movie where I'm like, well, how are they going to pull this off? And they do it. They somehow do it. They keep everything right there on that computer screen. So it's an amazingly well done film and a really good story. It's a very well crafted movie. This is something that, yes, I do feel you should get out there and see in theaters, support this movie, or little movies like this will cease to exist. They'll stop making these fun little genre films if we don't get out there and support them, and this is definitely a see in theaters movie. There's not a lot going on right now, so this is a great time to get out and check this one out. Alright guys, well that's all I have for you. This is an excellent, definitely get out and see this movie. If you're not able to, of course, check this out on streaming services. Keep it in your brain. Check this one out when it gets out there. It is a must-see film. Okay guys, that's all I have for you today. Thanks again for checking out The Film Geek. If you liked what you saw here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.